What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I've done a YouTube video, guys. We're back in it. We're increasing our filmmaking career and in turn getting new gear, wanting to review a lot more products for you guys. I was in the market for a new gimbal. I currently use the ZHIYUN AK4500. I've been using that gimbal now for 2-3 years, give or take. It's been a workhorse for me, but at the same time, I didn't really see myself using it on long occasions just because of how heavy it actually gets. For kind of a, I don't want to say a mediocre setup, but literally it's a camera and it's a lens. It is on the heavy side, obviously, because it's Canon, and Canon lenses are extremely heavy for the most part and bulky. Reached out to a couple companies with ZHIYUN being one of them. ZHIYUN got back with me and they told me that the WEEBILL 3S is actually a small compact gimbal that they felt like would fit me perfectly. So this is the gimbal when it's already taken out of the box and set up for the most part. It's got a couple cool features actually. So it's got this cool side handle. You don't have to have it on. I do choose to keep it on for the most part just because of, again, the weight of my setup. But it also has this cool wrist support. This wrist support, again, I don't think it's an option that you got to keep on it. But it is cool because if you've ever used a gimbal for an extended period of time, then you know that wrist that you're holding the gimbal up with really starts to take a toll. But yeah, so the wrist support is located right here on the right side. I do believe that if you wanted to switch it up, so if you're left-handed, I think you can just pull this off and put it on the left side. But it also has this cool little adjustment knob. So let's say your wrist wants to sit kind of low, or let's say you're going underslung mode. Then this also moves with you. That way you can have that adjustment for that nice wrist support, and that way you don't feel like your wrist is going to be cockeyed or anything like that. Pretty cool feature to have. I find myself wishing that they integrate this on multiple gimbals, especially the bigger size ones. I think that this is a great feature to have. Of course, it's got your tripod. Again, it's got the side handle over here. If you loosen that up, you can maneuver that around. Again, cool feature. It's got your standard axis locks. So we do that. We can lock it. We can do this one. And then we can do this one. Those are kind of standard nowadays. Not as popular as they once were, but a key feature to have. You got your joystick right over here on the thumb portion of your handle. Very easy to maneuver. It's got your record power button, your menu button. It's also got on the very backhand side, same thing. It's got another dial right here for you to control, again, pitch, tilt, roll, if whatever you have it set up as well as your reset button. So this will reset all the axes and get it back to level. So let's go ahead and let's mount my Canon EOS R6, and right now I have a 24-70 lens on it. We're going to go ahead and mount it onto the gimbal. I'll kind of show you guys what it looks like with it mounted. You got to get your handy dandy quarter. So something that I'll mention that I wasn't too fond of was their mounting system. I think coming from a ZHIYUN AK4500, it has a quick release, basically a thumb spot to where you can just push it and the mounting plate just comes right off. I wish this had it. It's not necessarily a deal breaker for me. I don't necessarily like having to put this onto the camera and then put the camera onto this before I can even put it onto the gimbal. It's just an extra step, but it is what it is whenever you get into these very small compact gimbals. First things first, I'm going to undo the side rail axes, and then I'm going to go to the one right here, which is the first one, and then I'm going to lock them both like that. That way the gimbal looks more or less like it would whenever it's set up. That way I can work on it without the axes going all whichever directions, so it just makes it easier to balance. Going to tighten down. That's perfectly balanced right there. So once you get your gimbal in a good balance point, you can set it up again and it should not move just like that. I just happened to get lucky and that one looks like it's already pretty well balanced. So we're going to go ahead and lock that one, and we're going to loosen this as well as unlock this axis. Lock this one. So the best way to balance this one is you just want to do a slight tilt to the side. So you're going to take your whole gimbal and you're just going to lean it just like that. If the camera goes forward or backwards, that's how you adjust. And so for me, let's see. So I have it moving slightly to the rear, And so I'm just going to move up on it just a hair, and then I'll go ahead and tighten down. Just like that. And we're going to undo all of them now. And so the camera should be balanced just like it is. And then we'll just go ahead and simply power on. And perfect. Now our gimbal is balanced and ready to go. You can see very easily operated. I'm using a Canon EOS R6, and I have the 24-70 on it. I was pretty impressed the fact that it was able to handle this, because my AK-4500, although it is a bigger gimbal and it is meant for bigger payloads, for some reason I always had a issue mounting my heavier lenses on it. So even the 15-35, I found it to be kind of tough sometimes. And so the fact that this one can handle it is a game changer to me. And it's in a smaller form, has wrist support, has your handle already built on it. It's just a all-around good buy, if you're asking me. Something that I was really excited to use on this particular setup was the camera connect function. I don't have my black USB. It's currently used on that camera setup right there. So this is just a regular iPad charger, but I hooked it up USB-C directly to the camera, and then I hooked up the USB-C slot on this side right here. Connects just fine, works just fine. I could just be working and then just hit record, and then now I'm recording. So super easy to use. There's no setup. If you wanted to pair your camera, you go to the Bluetooth settings on your camera, go to the connect settings on your Weebill, and it's very easy. You just remote set it up just like that. So that is going to be just a quick rundown on the Weebill 3S. I've used it now for 3 different real estate videos, and I gotta tell you, this right here, being the fact that it's so small and compact, it is a no-brainer that it goes with me on all of my video shoots. This is a very small and compact gimbal. It fully built out. It honestly feels like it weighs lighter than my other one. But again, I really like this. I like the form factor. I like how it handles this camera setup in particular, because this is the one I primarily use. Minus it's not a 24-70 I'm using, it's the 15-35 for real estate shoots. But I really enjoy the fact that it is able to manage that camera system, because I don't like using those big and bulky systems. But that's going to be the unboxing and slight review over the ZHIYUN WEEBILL 3S. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you would pick up this gimbal. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope this video helps, and if it did, smash that like button. But yeah, so subscribe if you're new to the channel, and as always guys, I will see you in the next one. Later.